Have you ever wondered why so many moms choose to breastfeed and what colostrum or liquid gold is? Well, today we're going to talk about all of that, the resources available to you in Madison County, and everything we at WIC can help you with. Welcome back to Madison County WIC's YouTube channel. My name is Jackie and I'm one of the health professionals here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to keep up to date with all the new health information we're going to be sharing on this channel. So who is breastfeeding? Breastfeeding is the biological norm for us as mammals, and in Ohio, over 80% of parents decide to initiate breastfeeding, getting that liquid gold or colostrum for their babies that we were talking about earlier. In some countries, up to 97% of birth parents decide to initiate breastfeeding. Why do so many organizations, including WIC, the World Health Organization, and the CDC all recommend breastfeeding? Breastfeeding has so many benefits for baby, and one of the main ones is decreasing infant mortality rate and decreasing the chances of your baby suffering from sudden infant death syndrome. Breast milk changes with babies. So throughout the feed, the beginning towards the end, the beginning of life versus a week later, breast milk is always going to be different depending on what the baby needs. It's really individualized and nothing else can really compare to what breast milk gives baby. Because breast milk is so individualized and really meant for that ultimate human nutrition, it's really easy to digest, and the nutrients in breast milk are going to be digested easier than something like formula for baby. So because of that, you're going to have less risk of diarrhea, constipation, and gastric reflux, and baby's going to be a lot more comfortable. Breast milk is also considered one of baby's first immunizations. So all of those illnesses that mom's been exposed to, she can pass on the antibodies, preventing baby from getting sick later. And this decreases risk of illness, risk of infection, and risk of hospitalization for babies. Breastfeeding also helps the birthing parent. It helps in postpartum recovery by helping the uterus contract, reducing risk of UTIs and reducing risk of postpartum bleeding. Breastfeeding also releases hormones like oxytocin and prolactin. These give mom a nice feel-good feeling and can help reduce the risk of postpartum depression. Research has also found many long-term benefits to the parent who breastfeeds, such as reduced risk of breast cancer, ovarian cancer, rheumatoid arthritis, osteoporosis, diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, and more. Breastfeeding parents get more time to bond with baby, and that means you're more in tune with their cues. Be more in tune with baby's early hunger cues, as well as cues that means they want to be held or anything else helps baby cry less and leads to a happier family. Other benefits include less environmental waste, less packaging, and shipping costs for formula. It costs less since milk is already available and you're producing it yourself, and it's more convenient. It's like fast food for baby. It's always ready, it's easy to travel with, and it's there whenever you need it. A lot of parents wonder about milk supply in the first couple of days having a baby. They wonder if they're making enough, why their breast might not feel full yet. And that's because baby doesn't need very much. So the very first day of birth, their stomach is tiny. It's like the size of a marble. On day 3, we're getting a little bit bigger. And this is about the size of baby's stomach on day 10. So because of that, we're only feeding a little bit at a time. So low volume, frequent feeds. And then in day 2 to 3, when baby's tummy is getting a little bit bigger, that's when we might feel our milk come in. So that's going to be some transitional milk. You might feel your breasts get a little bit fuller, and you might have an easier time feeling confident that you're getting enough milk to your baby. You may notice that your colostrum is kind of a yellow buttery color. That's because of how many amazing nutrients is in it. It's going to be higher in protein, lower in sugar, and much lower in fat than your milk that may look a little bit more white. And with colostrum, the colors can vary, so yours might look a little bit different than butter, and that's completely normal. Colostrum really is the perfect first food for baby. It's going to help them build a healthy gut, prevent infection, reduce chances of inflammation, and increase their immunity. It's really the first way for the birth parent to bond with baby. And at WIC, we really encourage parents to think about providing colostrum in the hospital. So you're interested in breastfeeding and starting that at the hospital. Now what? Before giving birth, you can take a class on breastfeeding to learn more and get any additional questions answered. We have a fantastic breastfeeding class here at the Madison County WIC office, or you could look through your hospital about what else may be available to you. It's also a great idea to think about what your perfect birth plan would look like and communicate that with your support people. You could get a doula or look at other support people that may be professionals around you. That's another thing. You can reach out to your local WIC or hospital to see more options. It could also be fantastic to learn about something called a breast crawl, and if that would work into your birth plan. After birth, you could consider rooming with your baby. That helps keep them close and making breastfeeding a little bit easier. I would also recommend talking to the lactation support in the hospital. They can be a fantastic resource and help you with getting a proper latch at the beginning, any questions you might have, and to start that breastfeeding relationship off strong. Thank you so much for joining me today. For additional resources, feel free to reach out to Madison County WIC or your local WIC. Here we have 2 international board-certified lactation consultants and a peer, as well as other lactation consultants ready to help you with anything you need. We also have breastfeeding classes, which are open to the public, and 24/7 support from the Appalachian Breastfeeding Network. These numbers are all listed on the screen, and no matter what way you decide to feed your baby, WIC is here for you. From the prepartum period all the way through when your child is 5. So please don't hesitate to reach out at the following number and have a wonderful day.